the skills and keep us out from the skilled work labor. And Booker T wanted us to maintain the skills for us. Because remember, we built America. We had all the skills.
Right, absolutely. Okay. That's a fact.
Okay, bro, that's it.
Yeah. But we live now. Hey, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. To the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Adabah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. It's the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We out here in Durham, North Carolina. We clap it up. We out here in Durham, North Carolina, rocking and rolling, you know what I'm saying? Friday night, Lashawan Qadash class. The Lashawan Qadash, the holy tongue. The language of our forefathers, man. You know what I mean? This class, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I know my brother Haza Oz in New York doing his thing. I know you're doing it right now. Most High in Christ. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua for that, brother. You know what I'm saying? Teaching us, you know what I'm saying? Keeping us all in tune. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just do my little part as best I can down here in Durham.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, we're teaching the language, our culture, putting our culture back into our people. You understand? Putting, you know what I'm saying, our spirit back on and our understanding. Getting out of the Christian church, man. Getting out of the oppressor's ideologies, his language, his way of dress, his way of thinking, his way of being, his way of, you know, existing. You know what I mean? We're moving away from that. In the UPK, and we're teaching our people about who they actually are. You understand? And so this particular class, like I said, the Friday Lashawan Qadash class is the language aspect of our culture. Monday, we read some history. Tuesday, we go on brotherhood, understanding how we're supposed to treat each other. Wednesday, we do the law. You know what I'm saying? Understanding our code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? Thursday, we watch the Muhammad, and on Friday, we do the Lashawan Qadash and learn how to speak the way our forefathers spoke, man. It is a very beautiful thing to learn your language, man. Right. You know what I mean? And that's why when we do these prayers, you know what I mean, and things like that, or we have the Sabbath service, like tomorrow in Durham, North Carolina, we're going to have the Sabbath service tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you can get here, Most High in Christ. If you can't, you know what I'm saying, it's extenuating circumstances, we understand. You know what I mean? But if you can get to the Sabbath service, you want to get here, because we're going to be reading our language. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be reading our records. You know what I'm saying? In our original tongue. And the brother brought it out a few minutes ago. He was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Me and the brother both, you know what I'm saying, being from New York, so we've encountered a lot of them Yiddish, Jew, you know what I'm saying, Salak, you know, we've encountered a lot of them fake Jews, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And the way they speak, you got fake Israelites now trying to speak like them. You know what I'm saying? With the yeshivas and Yahusha hoodies and things like that. And I don't know, like Captain Tazariak said, I don't know what the hell that is that you're saying. You know what I mean? That's not Hebrew, but sure, no sweat. Don't even give any credence to it. You know what I mean? I don't even like to say, oh, well, I understand that this is the Hebrew. No, it's not Hebrew. It's not Hebrew, straight up. Man. It is not Hebrew.
All you got to do is listen to that shit.
Right. Black people don't talk like we don't talk like that. We don't talk with a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, we got like one letter in our lungs that actually like in it. Yeah. Right? And but because of the way our vowels work, it's kha. Very simple. Captain Khataza is really the proper way to say it. We say Khataza. But that ka is not the ka, it's a kha. It's the kha. It's a kha, right? Kha. Khataza, right? So Zariach would be the proper way, right? But we also know we in captivity. We learning. We trying to do better, and we niggas. You know what I'm saying? We not used to certain things. But nonetheless, if you actually listen to the fake, you know what I'm saying, them off-brand diet, you know what I'm saying, cats, their language, that Yiddish is disgusting. It is despicable. Salat. 1 second.
That shit is European now.
Okay, let's move this down just a little bit. Hopefully that's too loud. Most High in Christ. Now that is too loud. That is exactly what I want. Most High in Christ. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around, and we're gonna get on this board, and we're gonna get to work. You know what I'm saying, so what today's particular topic when it comes to the understanding of the Lashawan Qadash is we're gonna talk about the tribes, the 12 tribes, okay? 12 tribes of Israel, and we're gonna break down how to write the names of those 12 tribes in the Hebrew, in the ancient and the Assyrian. Matter of fact, before we do that, the first thing I'm going to do is, because we didn't do too much on the Assyrian last time, I'm going to have the young man, I'm going to have my brother, Trooper Yanazar. Trooper Yanazar, give the brother a hand for getting on Hebrew, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who the hell I was talking to before, but Trooper Yanazar, you know what I'm saying, my guy. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have him, you know what I'm saying, write out the Salaki, the Assyrian. So first things first, let me just move this camera around, Salaki, brother. But you can go ahead and just erase that gun down right there. You can leave that piece of the dedication. Matter of fact, just put a box around it if you can. Just put a little box around it. You look at the other one? We might just work with that one for now.
Let me see what I can see right here. Come. Did somebody borrow? Nope. Okay, we trying to use this. I got a rag in my car.
If you want to, you can only go get it, but that should be too hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be ugly. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's gonna be ugly. Maybe with a rag and a white.
Come on, you can go ahead and run and get that. Come on, you talk. Come on. So, right, yeah, while brother is getting going real fast, just make sure, okay, yeah, at least while I just wanted to make sure that we Christ. A lot easier, brother. Smooth. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit closer so you can see what you're doing. You got a Tawab setup. Rakatha Yahawah Yahawah for the brothers who have really, you know what I'm saying, done their due diligence and got us out here able to teach our people, man. So,
Now, when I do this, we're gonna name them the same way we name the
exact same way.
All right.
So right now I'm gonna have the brother write out the Assyrian, and then I'm going to correct it as I see fit afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Try to make it bigger.
Let me show off that.
Okay.
Okay, brother. So I'm gonna just help you out real fast.
That's like another number.
Count.
How about those first four? Did they take 12?
So wow.
Okay, let's get this right.
Take your time, brother. Most High in Christ.
That one was right. Okay, let me get this in a minute. All right.
So after this, I'm gonna go under yours
Okay.
and write it a little bit larger so the people can see. I can see online. This is Tawala.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You Tawala is. I'll make sure the brothers can see it. Most High in Christ.
That's the first time I wrote it.
Most High in Christ. All right. All right. So let's see what we got.
We got it.
Let us see what we have. No, I'm gonna come up there, but you go ahead and take a seat real fast.
Okay.
You know I'm gonna have you up there again. Bro.
You know
For now, you are to
You like water?
Thwart. I got one right here. I want a cold one though. If you can't buy one, shut. Oh, okie dokie. All right. So, Thwart. All right. So, don't leave it.
Oh, that's using this one.
All right, so first things first, let's get this pronunciation down there. So me and you're gonna pronounce these together.
Okay.
All right. Let me take seats. Wow. All right. So we're gonna start from here. We're gonna go from right to the left. Ah, ba, ga,
da.
Whoa. So you missed something.
I missed one?
Yep. But don't worry. That's what I'm here for. So I'm gonna draw the same ones you did. I'm gonna draw them a little bit bigger. Right now we're doing with this is the Assyrian. Okay. Write it down. Assyrian.
Did I miss? Let me see.
Right? So we got the right? Yeah. And then we got the ba. That is correct. Good job, brother. You know what? The only thing is you want to make sure that you round the top here.
Rounded. Okay.
You want to round that off on the ba. Right? right? Why? Because then it will look too much like the letter we're going to end up doing next, or it's like one of the other letters. Make sure it's around it. So you want to round it like that. And have it flat at the bottom like this. All right. Then of course we do have the ga.
The God.
All right. 2 letters right there. Okay. This now you wrote. What is that?
That's supposed to be the ha.
Right, but you're missing something. You're missing actually 2 letters.
Okay. Abba, ga, da, ha.
So what
That's
you
what I
missing?
got here.
You just say it again.
Abba, ga, da. Oh, okay. Okay.
You're missing the da.
The da.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you have your da.
Right.
And your da is going to be written like come straight down. Now this is not the same thing because it's going to look similar to like the ra or something. No, this is a da. So it's come straight back in, straight down. Now a little curve here, but this is your da.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have your ha, right?
Right.
Then you have, remember the ha does not connect.
It does not connect.
It
The
does not
second,
connect.
the second leg don't connect.
No,
Okay. Got it.
does not connect. Like I want to give it a little more space.
Make sure, right, you can see the space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I want to make sure y'all can see the space. And the ha does not connect to that bridge on top. Right, there you go. Doesn't connect.
On this paper, it's connected though.
It's just on the handwritten, you can't see it because this is actually even the way this is printed.
Okay.
This is not printed out super suave. This means for our purposes, we can work with it.
Okay.
But there is a little space there, right? So what we got again from the top? We got the
Ba, ga, da,
ha,
wa, za, ka,
ka. What's that?
ta, ya, ka,
Right, so this is the ka,
yeah.
right? This is the ka. So I'm going to write it as well so we can, the brother did a Tawab job, but you know what I mean? I'm just rehashing it just a little bit.
Improving it.
You know what I mean? Make it nice and bold with the black ink.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Right? Za.
Okay.
And then your ka is going to be very similar to the ha, except it's going to touch. It's going to come. That is pretty much the difference, is that it's actually going to touch.
Okay.
And come together. That's your ka, right?
Ka.
And then you got your ta, right? So you got the little mark right here, like it, see, similar, and then you're coming back. You know what I mean? That is your ta. All right? And then we say ya, just that little mark up here.
Okay.
And then we got the ka. It has a little
That's the ya.
curve on the top.
Okay.
And then boom. This is the ka. So if we were writing this down and phonetically, again, like we spoke about last week, we write it down phonetically so that when you can visualize it in English, we would write this as, and this is going to be important for when you're reading the Hebrew that is spelled out phonetically. Sometimes we have certain prayers that you have to read and it'll be spelled out this way. It actually makes it a lot easier for you.
Okay.
And you're going to have it as A-H-A, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and keep it capitalized again so the people can see it very clearly. All right? A-H, Ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za. And this one is going to have more than one letter. You're going to see this. That's why when you look at, if you happen to be, again, acquainted or familiar with Captain Qadash, you'll see that his name is spelled with the first letter. This is one letter. Sorry. This is one Hebrew letter. Do not get it twisted. This is not 4 letters. This is one Hebrew letter. That's the first letter of Captain Qadash's name. Captain Qadash's name has 2 letters, I believe. Don't quote me on it because I need the time is out, but I believe it's 2 letters. Ka and Tazah. Ka Tazah. Right. And then, of course,
with no connection.
Ta. And then we have the Ya. And then this is the actual Ka. Straight up Ka sound. All right. So from the top again. A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ha, Ta, Ya, Ka, La. What's that mean? Oh yeah, no, sorry, it's La. Right. Good night. My bad.
The La.
We have the La. Good job, brother. You actually wrote it very well. You know what I mean? A very Tawab job. We have the La. What's La? You got it.
I'm sorry.
So we have the La. Right? Good, now I'm gonna fix that just a little bit. There we go. Right. So we have the La. All right. So now let's keep going with yours. So let's start from here. What's that? Ta,
Ta, Ya,
Ka, La, Ba,
Ma, Na,
Sa, I, Pa,
Pa,
Taza, Qua, Ra, Sha,
Sha, Fa.
Did we forget anything? No, I think we go to Wa. Now, so first I'm gonna finish writing out mine, and then we're gonna get into a very, very important point when it comes to writing the alphabet in the Assyrian. It's very crucial to understanding it, right? So we got the La, right? We got the Ma. Right, now remember when you're writing that Ma, the Ma and the it does not connect. See, so right here, so yours does connect. Again, no sweat, but the actuality, the Ma does not connect. This particular Ma does not connect. We're gonna get into that as well. Right? That particular Ma does not connect. Then we got the Na, right? Sure, right. So it is very similar to like a 3 in a way, similar to it. And then we got the Sa, it's like an O, which is this little accent above, kind of comes right out. So then we got the Ayin, looks like the I. The brother did a Tawab job with the I. It's very simple letter. The I, and then we got the Pa, right? So, I want to do it myself. Make that mistake. Okay? And the Pa. And then we have the Qua. Good job, brother. Actually, the Qua was one of the only thing I would say is that when you do the Qua, this does not connect.
Got
Right? It's the only thing I would say other than that. Most times, it's to our job, but that doesn't really connect. So it would be more like, you know what I'm saying? Like a R. Looks similar to that. Right. I'm saying a little study,
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? Now with the Qua,
Wow.
And then we have the Ra. The Ra, you wrote like a 7, that's Tawab. It's just make sure you get that little accent on the top.
On the top.
With the little accent, and then, right, and that will be the Ra. Okay? Now, last but not least, we got the Shah. Again, Tawab job, brother. Especially because I see you have the little marks on top. Right? That's that. And then the last one being the Tha, which is dangerous again because it kind of looks
Like
similar to the Ka, right? But the way it's done is it comes out a little bit more. It has a little bit more like of a curve. You know what I'm saying? Up top. And that's really what sets it apart. It's like you got that, and then it's more like that. That little thing.
that little.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That kind of comes up top. Right there. And that would be the Tha. Now, so let's go from the top one more time. And I'm gonna write out these out phonetically, and then we're gonna go into this very important thing at the end. So from the top we got okay.
Ah, ba,
Ga,
da,
da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, qua, ra, sha, tha. Okay? Qua,
sha, sha,
sha.
and fa.
Get a brother in here. So this is the Assyrian. This is basically a transformation, a way of writing our letters that took place while we were in captivity under the Assyrians. Okay? And this is how we started to, basically, they started to put symbols on the sounds of our language that were different than ours. You know what I'm saying? Some were kind of adapted, most of them believe they were adapted, but they're just subtle differences or whatever. And we got this in captivity, okay? But we still read it as the ancient. Now, what's messed up about this particular style of writing is what? What makes this difficult when writing, say, a name? So let's take a name. Yanazar, right? Shuba Yanazar. So we got the Ya. Let me see. I don't want to use that. Let's use select. I want to use yours for the point that I'm trying to make. Okay. Let's use. Okay. Let's use one of our tribes. Let's use Bunyamin. So we got the Ba, right? We got the Na, Salati. Na Bun, Yum, right? Bun Yum. Yeah. Bun Yum. What makes that hard to read in comparison to the ancient? This literally says Bun Yum. Yeah, that. Why is this harder? If somebody just sees this on the page, why is this harder to read than the ancient? Yeah, that.
Because the sounds of that, what's letter is that? These two letters, they look almost the same, but they sound different.
No, they're the same sound. Now how about this? To make it easier, we'll write it out in the ancient, right? Let's write it out in the ancient. Let's write, so this is Bunyamin in Assyrian. I'm gonna use this to write it out in the ancient, right? So let me do it from this side. So in the ancient, you would have ba, ban, yam. Yeah. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct, sis.
Yeah, so you, yeah.
Okay. That is not correct.
It's supposed to be another.
And when I say it's not correct, the symbols are correct. When Yamin has 6 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In Assyrian, and the same thing in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The symbols are correct. But there's a feature of the ancient, because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are actually intelligent people who like to make it easier on ourselves. There's a feature of our ancient language, of the ancient, that makes it so that we can read this easier. Because otherwise it's a more difficult word. Yeah, what you got?
Connection.
The connectors. Once I get that brother hand. Because without the connectors, we have ba, na, ya, ma, ya, na. So how did we know it wasn't Baya na Baya Sakya, Bana, Yaya, Yama, Yum, Bana, Yama, Yum, Bana, Yama, Yum. How do we know that it wasn't that? Because of the connectors. Because we knew it wasn't Ba, Na, Ya. We knew that because of that. Because of the connectors, we knew it was Ban,
Yam.
Yum,
Yam.
Yum.
Yeah.
It tells us again to eliminate where there is no connector, to eliminate that vowel. Eliminate that vowel. And obviously, most of the time at the end of the word, it's the case anyway, but still, sometimes it's not. And eliminate, for example, in what name? Give me a name where the
Johanna.
Johanna, most high in Christ. The what, brother? It tells us to eliminate the vowel, but the Assyrian does not have that feature. It doesn't have it. So if you look at this, if you don't know ancient, that's why we implore you to learn ancient. If you don't learn this, it's like a comment. If you don't learn this, you'll look at this and go, Bana Yamayu, because you don't know, right? So that's why the Assyrian is a little difficult. You have to know the words, but unfortunately, most of our records are in Assyrian, so we have to read it from there. But you have to know the words. So if you're looking at the Assyrian, you're looking at the Tanakh, and you see this, you have to somehow put it in your recollection when you see this combination of letters. This is Bun, Yum, Yum. All right. Now, another problem we have. As a matter of fact, I actually made a mistake. I did make a mistake. If anybody spot my mistake, you can look at your paper.
Isn't it supposed to be like
Please,
this?
yeah, correct. Like use the black. I'll erase it. You get it? Just write down the. No, that's not correct. That's not the issue. You will never see Assyrian writing with connectors. There are no connectors in Assyrian.
Right. Okay.
No, I actually wrote the letter wrong. If you look at your papers, you'll see. You'll see that the na actually at the end of the word has a different symbol. Another thing that makes the Assyrian a little bit more of a challenge. I wrote this na the same as this na, then they make the same sound. But the problem is that when you write a na at the end of the word, when yam, yes, sis?
What you're saying is this one right here, that letter that you just did under that, that's supposed to fall under that specifically for the way that that's pronounced. That's what you're saying?
So say it again. It's not about the pronunciation. Literally, when there is a na at the end of a word, When there's a na at the end of a word,
It has that letter.
it has to be written in the Syrian. Has to be written like this,
but
not like this.
it still has this. It still
That's the
has
same
a
sound.
still
It
has
does not affect the sound in any way. It's just if the na is at the end of the word, it has to have this symbol. Now, so I'm going to erase this and get to it so we can see that we have multiple on Facebook.
Yeah, that's what I put it in for.
And Christ. So we all got Binyamin, right? So now, we're going to go to these particular letters. So what's the first letter that has a different, a different symbol when it ends a certain way?
The knot.
Sure, brother?
No.
Look on your paper. Look on the paper.
The ka.
The ka. So at the end of a word in the Assyrian, look at it like this. It's almost like taking this symbol and just taking this hook at the bottom and just putting it down. So it would look something like this. It'll just hang down, pause. It'll come down much lower, right? And that would be the ka at the end of a word in the Assyrian. So if you write in the Assyrian or you read in the Assyrian, you have to pay attention to this, especially because you're reading the Assyrian and you'll see a symbol at the end and you'll think, and in fact, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when you read the Assyrian in the Tanakh, it'll kind of look like a da. But it'll look like a da, but longer. And it'll confuse you, like, is that da, is the ka? It is a ka, right? This is a ka. Now, then we have the next one, as we do that too, is the ma. Like I said, I told you, when you're reading the Assyrian, you'll see a ma in the middle of a word, like, for example, we'll do, like we did Banyamia. In the middle of a word, it'll have this space here, right? The ma that is at the end of a word is closed. It's closed and it comes straight across like that. It doesn't really curve upward, it just comes straight across. And that would be the ma at the end of a word. And an example of that would be, say, let me think, it's a word that ends with a ma. Somebody got something for me? Oh, I got one. Shalom. 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 Right? It ends in a ma. So if you were to see this, you know what I'm saying? Now, you might mess around and see the one that has the Y in it. In that sense, you would ignore the Y. But because they put that in there, but nonetheless, for argument's sake, just for understanding it, Sha, La, Ma. At the end of the word, it's this symbol, not this symbol. It's this one. Okay? Now what's next?
The na, then the pa.
So the next one, now we get to the na. That's the mistake that I made when I said Banyam. Right? It does look kind of like that 3 in the middle of the word. But at the end, it's going to be much more, again, the same thing we did with the ka. We just take the bottom and just put it down. It's similar to that. We're going to take it, right, and just take it down. And that would be the na end of the word. Okay? Next one was the what?
The pa.
The pa. Same thing. Same thing. You're going to take the actual letter. You understand? And you're going to take this little hook at the bottom and extend it down. And now you have a pa at the end of the word. As in the name Yawasap. Yawasap. Whose name is Yawasap? What does Yawasap translate to in Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken?
Joseph.
Ka. Those are the names. Acting Hebrew ancient, that's a Yawasap. Right? And then we got one more. It's the last one. Oh, we missed one. See, I knew something was wrong. I'm mad at y'all because I didn't tell you.
No, there's only one more. That one here.
I missed one. Oh, I missed one. After the pa, I forgot when I wrote it to do the tazah, because that is the last one that has its own. It's kind of different thing. I'll just write it right here. So like here. Right, this is the tazah. Right. So Salakia. And when you do that, it's the exact same thing as with the other ones. You're just gonna, instead of this little hook, you're just gonna extend it right down. So instead of where you would usually do this, and then boom, you're just gonna eliminate that and keep going straight down. And this will be the tazah at the end of the word. All right? Now let's go through these letters one more time. Jump around a little bit, make sure we know what we're talking about. So start from top. Ba, ya, ha, la, sa, ta. I don't want to confuse nobody.
Yeah.
One second. The races keep falling over these dry erase marks. So Salaki, bear with me. All right, from the ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, tazah, kwa, ra, sha, da. And this is a what?
That is the na. No. The ka. And that's the pa. Tazah. Na. Ma.
Most High in Christ. All right. So, with that being said, always keep this in mind, because again, you'll be reading the word and that last letter will throw you off. The word ends in any of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. Be aware of it, okay? And when you're reading the Assyrian, you know what I'm saying? Again, you have to know your words, because otherwise there's no indication of how it's going to be pronounced.
What's the best way to learn the words?
Well, by reading the ancient. By reading the ancient, what I mean is becoming familiarizing yourself with it. When you come to the Sabbath service, you know what I'm saying? Listen to how the words are pronounced. When you hear them prayers, pay attention to it. How does the Lord's Prayer begin? Abanawa, right? Shema Qadash, right? Pay attention to the words they're hearing. Because sometimes I'll be reading the word, it's like say like a word like say a word that appears a lot would be Alahaya. And if you because you're not used to seeing it like this, you're used to seeing it in the phonetics. You're used to this. If you a brother in school and you're reading the prayer, you're used to seeing it written out like this. Alahaya. Right? Used to seeing it like this. So when you come across it in the Assyrian, like right? You'd be like, what the hell is that? You'd be like, La, Hayama. Oh, Allah. You'll catch it kind of late. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to familiarize yourself with the sounds that you're hearing when you hear the prayers, things like that. And that way, when you come across it in the Assyrian, you know You know what I mean? Because if we were doing the ancient, you got on the screen? What's that? What? If we were doing the ancient, we are all good, right? We was what's my high? Ancient. Good thing.
That's for the third one going the opposite direction.
What?
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And then my yah is gonna be like
A why?
no, that's a why.
That's a why.
A why is a why.
Yeah.
The yah, oh, yah is boom.
Yeah.
Right. Boom.
That's my
Allah, right? And then my ma is of course gonna be that W. Right? But I'm gonna be able to read it to why because I know it's gonna go la,
Right. Yeah. Connection.
I'm at a connection that just make it easy for me. Right? But that Syrian, we gotta be more sharp. You know what I'm saying? So one more time for the Syrian before I erase that and get into the charge. So I'm here, y'all go ahead. Ba, ka, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, za, kwa, ra, sha, da. All right. I'm going to get some individual efforts real fast. Everybody got this for 12 minutes, right? Y'all don't need these phonetic sounds, right? Y'all got it on paper, so.
Yeah, we got it. That's why. Just gotta practice writing the letters. That's what I gotta do.
I gotta practice all of it.
Okay, this is.
I tried to say I like somebody's name last night because it was a really nice name. It is Malakia Tazdak. A-Z-A-Q. But
Tazak.
Tazak.
T-A-Z-A.
No, because I got the extra E in it. Tazak, yeah.
Mhm.
And I think I started with a CH at the end. And yeah,
Yeah,
that was not cute.
it'll have a similar sound, but it's. Right.
The shot and the car, I think are gonna get a little bit, yeah.
The shot or the ka. Because remember, if it ends with a ka, the proper pronunciation would be ach. Ach. That's the proper pronunciation. Again, we learn in our language.
The K-A, the Q-A, and the C-H-A-A. Those three in my brain, I'm gonna have to actually write them down and practice.
Right.
Because when you just now said them a minute ago, I was still messing up on that, but I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, you just want to remember the ka and the kwa are gonna have the same sound at the end of a word. Right? Like saying tazadak. Tazadak ends with a kwa.
With a qua.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're cutting off the following vowel sound. Right. Well, in the case of the kwa, it's actually a kwa. So it's not just the A sound, it's like a wa as well. It's kwa. That's why we say Qadash. Qadash. Lashawan Qadash. Okay? So, sis, if you can I get those letters all the way from the top? Reading out loud.
Ba, ga,
Mm-hmm.
da, ha, wa, sa. Cha.
Where you at? You said wa?
Yeah, I got wa.
Go ahead.
The next one's that sa.
That's not a sa.
Sa.
Not sa. No.
It's not sa.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that is za.
Za.
That
Come.
is za.
Go ahead.
Okay. It's not cha.
La.
Okay, then ka.
Khan, I'll give it to you, but really, like I said, I was letting the brother know pronunciation. The actual pronunciation of that CHAA is ha. It's like the back of the
And the
throat.
back of the, so I'm.
Right?
Got you.
We're so used to saying it that way when we read through, and that's tawab, right? Again, because it's not far off, it's not wrong. But the proper sound is kha. Certain names have that at the end. Captain Tazaryak, that's everyone in the world calls him Tazaryak because that's just, it's easiest to say. We didn't grow up using letters that had a sound in it. So, but the actual last letter of his name is a kha. So again, if I'm not mistaken, it's Tazaryak. But it's soft. It's not. We're not goddamn. We're not fake Jews in here. We're not Assyrian. You know, we don't read Yiddish. That's Zayach. You know what I mean? It's like it's soft. Zayach. Captain Zayach. Simple, soft, smooth. All right. Keep going, sis.
Ta.
Mm-hmm.
Ya.
Mm-hmm.
Ka.
Mm-hmm.
La. Ma. Na. Sa. I. Pa. Taza. Qua. Ra. Okay, that looks like AHA.
Mm-hmm.
And on here it looks like AHA. What is that's not a Y. What is that?
It's a shot.
That's the Shaw.
That's a shot.
That's a
It's a
Shaw.
misprint.
Okay.
It's a misprint.
So I said put an S over it.
It's a misprint.
Shaw. And
I see.
then
It looks like an A on my paper too, but it's the shot.
the last one is not the it's not the it's no, okay, I think it's the last one, please.
What's my name, sis? Salaki.
The Wabadan, Tabadan.
Tabadan. That sounds nice, but that's
The Wabadan.
Tabadan. I'm about to be a rapper.
I'm not trying to rename you. Fuck that. It's like, Da. Your name is Tabadan. No, the Wabadan.
Maybe I sound like a dinosaur.
Okay. Okay.
There's a Tabadawan coming.
Tabadan.
It's an ancient Tabadan.
He rules everything.
Right. Tabawan. The point I'm trying to make is my name begins with that particular letter. Right? It's like an X with one short stem, and that is the Tha. Tha. So again, since you posed a Sawab question, all ancient Hebrew is what was called, or what is called, an unambiguous language, or better yet, it had an unambiguous vowel sound, right? What that means is, in English, we're taught what? And sometimes Y, right? At least when I was a kid, I'm old, so we used to say sometimes Y can be considered a vowel, right? Because it can be used to connect consonants. Now, meaning is used to connect consonants, right? But here's the thing. We got, in the case of the vowel A, we have the word cat. We also have the word hate. And, cat, hate.
All.
Call. Exact same vowel, pronounced 2 different ways. A, right? Call, hate, cat. Our language did not have this nonsense at all. Most High in Christ, we didn't have to deal with that garbage. You know what I'm saying? Imagine back in the day when they were trying to teach you all this nonsense. If you was actually learning Hebrew, we'd all be scholars up in this piece, man. Straight up.
It was nice and simple.
Come on, nice and simple. That's why we didn't need anything to alert us to the vowel sounds. We didn't need anything because it was automatic. It's automatic. If we got in my name, right? In my name, it's 4 letters, but these are all consonant sounds. No. The vowels are automatic. They're automatic, and we don't need anything to alert us to them because we already know what sound is going to make. Ah, that's the only sound. It's only ah. It's not a, not all. It's ah, da, ba, wa, ya, ha, na, ma, ha, ya, ma. We can do that all day long. Ma, ha, ya. It's the same sound, the same vowel sound all day, every day. It's never going to change. You know what I'm saying? There might be small variations, you know what I'm saying, depending on certain words, but we never needed anything to alert us to that, right? And that brings me to my next point. While we're on this particular topic of the vowel sounds, because I know sisters have some trouble with the da there, and with the other ones as well. Like, how do you? Is it always tha? Oh, there's the eraser. Is it always tha? Is it tha? You know, it's a 12 question. But some people might be confused by this because they might have seen. So, y'all familiar with Blue Letter Bible? Come. So, if y'all can on your phones, go to Blue Letter Bible real quick. What we'll do is we'll go straight to Genesis 1:1. Right? Go to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1 in your Blue Letter Bible. There's no particular reason why I'm starting there. We're just going to just get an understanding of a little history. Also understand how to find words, right? I wanted to get into that too. Okay, so right here. No, not yet, sis, don't worry. We're going to get there because we're going to teach the people too. They need to see this, right? I hope everybody can see up there. So when it comes to, if you don't have a Tanakh, right? And we're, I'm currently working to get a Tanakh. I was, for whatever, we have extenuating circumstances on the Tanakh in this particular school right now. I'm working on it, going to get that right. But if you need to read, like I said, most of the time, that's why it's imperative to learn this series. Yeah, trust me, I don't like that ancient is so wild. Doesn't this look awesome? Man, that ancient just look like to be able, when I write my name, I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so wow. But we gotta learn that seriously because that's what we're gonna be reading more often than not. Now, if you go in Blue Letter Bible, so who knows what a concordance is? Yeah.
I mean, this is a large book. I have one, but I don't really know how to use it yet.
Okay.
It has the words and the different language. I think it's Greek, Hebrew, and English.
Right. Okay, so a concordance is, read the definition, no sweat, an alphabetical list of the words, especially the important ones present in a text, usually with citations of the passages concerned. So a concordance is just telling you what words are in the text. But in our case, the concordance is something of what is called a lexicon. Who knows what a lexicon is?
Is a lexicon what helps you link up words from different languages so that they are saying the same thing?
Most High Christ, this is the hand. And lexicon is the vocabulary of a person's language or branch of knowledge. So a lexicon is going to be something that's helping you understand the vocabulary of something. So when we talk about the concordance, it is both a concordance and it's just a list of words. Because you can find that, and sometimes in the KJV, I don't think we have one that has it up here. Sometimes there'll be a concordance in the back. See, I don't think it's not in this one. I got one. Is it back in this one? Live. Let me just check my bag real fast. There might be one in mine. But it's just a listing of the words as they appear. So it's almost like a glossary, similar to a glossary.
Like this?
Come.
Is this a concordance?
Right. That is a concordance. You see? And I'm going to use yours because yours is Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. All right? Why? This is a concordance. It's like y'all can just tell me if I'm too close to the mic, to the camera on the screen. Just let me know if I'm getting too close and they can see. Well, yeah, this is a concordance. As you can see, it's telling you the words and where you can find it. Makes it quite easy for you. Let's say I'm looking for a scripture. There's a scripture that says, something like, lean not on our own understanding. So if I don't remember where it is, but I know the word understanding is in that passage. So then I go to the concordance. Oh, here we have understanding. And what does it say? Give thine unto thine own. Oh, right here. So now I know it says unto thine own understanding. Proverbs 3 and 5. Right? So the concordance does that, but then all throughout, brother. But then we're also talking about what is called Strong's Concordance. Who's heard of Strong's Concordance? Yes, sis. What do you know what that is? What does it do? Throughout, brother. What does it do?
It's what I have used to help me try to find precepts. Because you can look up those words and it actually shows other scriptures that have the same words and are, I'm not going to say linked, because all of them don't always line up. Some of them are not in the same context.
Which one do you have?
I have Strong Concordance.
There's multiple ones.
Is it?
Yes.
Didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that.
There's multiple ones.
The quote.
Strong's.
Oh, that's the one.
Because there's Strong's Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible.
Okay.
Then there's New Strong's Concordance of the Bible. There are multiple versions of it, right? There are multiple versions of it. The point being, for time's sake, Strong was a scholar. I'm saying he was an Edomite, if I'm not mistaken, who knew, I'm saying the meanings, or was able to go into the Bible and break down the meanings of the words. Not all of them are correct, so don't just go home and get the concordance and think you know Hebrew. I'm saying don't do that. You're gonna look crazy, right? But it is a good starting point to find out the meanings of words, where words are, I'm saying how they fit in context to some of the things we're talking about, right? So you'll notice in the Strong's Concordance, brother, you're saying, now that's why I said that's a concordance, but you won't see it in there. You won't see the Hebrew in here, right? Because concordance just means a list of the words that are in a text.
And this is only
Strong's Concordance is also a lexicon. It also tells you, that's why you'll see something like, so earlier we said Bunyamin, right? So if you go to Strong's, right? If you go to the Blue Letter Bible is a website that is based on this, on Strong's Concordance. That's why if you go to Blue Letter Bible, right? And I know I said go to Genesis 1:1, but real quick, go to Blue Letter, the BlueLetterBible.org website, where it says verse or words. Go in there and type in Benjamin. Press go. It'll come up. Search results will come up.
Blue Letter Bible.
Yeah, .org. Salaki, brother. Let me know if they can see you as well. If you know, I'm gonna turn around. That's why. No. This is what I got. So you go to, there you go, Most High in Christ. You go to Blue Letter and search results, and you'll see it bring up the first verse where the word Benjamin appears. You go to tools. Just press it, right? And you'll see the Assyrian will pop up, but there's something about the Assyrian. We'll get to that in a second. Before we do that, scroll down, and it'll break down each word and the meaning of each word, and you'll see right next to it, you'll see the word Strong's. Strong's, and it'll have the letter H and then a number. So Bunyamin or Benjamin is H1144. H1144. Who can guess what the H stands for?
Hebrew.
Most High in Christ. Get that brother a hand. Get that brother a hand. Man. That A stands for Hebrew. Why? Because the Bible was written in two languages. The Old Testament is written in the Hebrew. The New Testament, the records that we have are in Greek. So Strong's, these are the numbers that Strong came with to identify the words, right? So whenever you see H in a number, it's telling you in Strong's Concordance, this is the corresponding word. You know what I'm saying? Or entry. So it's H1144. And then if you click on it, it'll tell you the etymology of the word. Etymology means basically the origin of a word. And it'll tell you, oh, from this word plus this word. Who knows what Bunyamin means? Right? In Hebrew, right. It means, Bunyamin does translate Salakia.
Oh, you mean what the name means.
Bunyamin, Yun, does translate in English to Benjamin. Right? That is the English translation. The transliteration. But what does the word Benjamin mean in Hebrew? Guess this.
It says son of the right hand.
Come, Most High in Christ. That's what it means. It means son of the right hand. Ban, the word ban, means son. That's why we say what? If I call you up to present yourself, I'll say
Aban,
you say Yanazar, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'al, Yanazar, son of Judah, son of Israel. You know what I'm saying? I'll be Tabawan, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'al. I'm saying now Sadat is Bunyamin.
I know.
So he has to say Sadat, Bunyamin, Bun Yasha'al. You know what I'm saying? It means son of the right hand. Yum, the word yum. Now, my Hebrew Catholic brothers know all. Y'all know all about yum, right? Y'all know what yum means, right? Yum means right. That right as in R-I-G-H-T, as in that direction. As in opposed to going left, you're going right. Doesn't mean right isn't correct. It means not going left, I'm going right. Yum. Right? Making a yum turn. Okay? So, son of the right hand. Now, the hand, I believe, is the Yah, but it's not really so solidified where I believe it's this one, but it's not so solidified which Yah in this particular instance corresponds with the word right hand. But nonetheless, Bunyamin comes from two words, and that's what it tells you in the Strong's. It says it comes from H1121, the Strong's entry, which is Bun, which means son, and it comes from H3225, which is Yum, which means right, or right-handed. Okay. So this is a very important tool you want to use. Now, the reason why I brought this up real quick before we're just gonna go through. We're not gonna be able to go through all the tribes today. In fact, what we're gonna do is just go through the first three, as in not the first three, not meaning the first three who were born, but the three tribes. The head tribes of Israel. Okay? So I'm gonna erase this and I'm gonna show you when you're reading it on the blue letter what you want to do. Salaki. Everybody tomorrow?
I don't know. It's just blue.
Private?
Blue letter Bible. I gotta learn how to navigate through this.
Did you get to it though?
Yeah.
Most High in Christ. No, I'm gonna show you right now. Watch, this gonna be a breeze after this. Watch. No sweat. So, we're going to start from the beginning. So you go to Blue Letter Bible, you say, okay, man, I want to, you know what I'm saying, read some of this Hebrew. So you go right to Blue Letter Bible. I'm saying on the home page.
It's the home page.
It's the home page. Where it says verse or words, you can literally type in a word, you can type in an English word. You can't type in, if you type in Bunyamin, they're going to look at you like, what the hell is this?
So you type in Benjamin.
You type in Benjamin. You know, you type in the English transliteration, okay? Or you can just type in a verse, Genesis, or a chapter, Genesis. Type in Genesis 1:1 or Genesis 1. It'll take you to it, right? In this case, so I want you to go to it where it says verse or words. I want you to go to Genesis, or you can type it's Gen, space 1, You can type it in just like this. Genesis 1. Press go, and there you have it. Pop up right there, right? And when you press tools, it's going to take you to a thing where you see under it says interlinear, and under that it says Masoretic text. And then you see a bunch of symbols that correspond with the Assyrian. Now, who notices something about this Assyrian? Don't do nothing else. You add it out?
I'm looking. I'm trying to put in Genesis 1. So
Do it up here. I didn't hear a verse or words.
oh, okay.
GEN space 1.
Okay.
There you go.
Genesis space 1. Now how do you?
They go type of Benjamin. So just erase it. Type of GEN, Gen, space 1, go. Or yeah. See there it is. Most High in Christ. You just do like that. Press tools.
Tools.
Boom. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Since you got it as well.
Huh.
Most High in Christ. I said you went a little bit ahead.
Oh,
That's too hard. No, that's too hard. You just want to scroll to
Right
the
here.
Hebrews. Come on. You go to the space down. Let's scroll to the Hebrew. Now you'll notice some. What do y'all notice about that Hebrew right there? That Syrian Hebrew. We just talked about it. We looked at the whole alphabet. What do y'all notice? What you got?
the vowel points.
The vowel points. Right. The vowel points. So you'll see the first word is Barshayath, right? Which is Ba. So like the Ra. Ba, Ra, Ah. Sha. Ya. Right? But then there's these little disgusting weirdo doodle marks all over the place. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? I didn't learn this in the Lashawan Qadash class, sir. What is this? Fake Walmart brand, great value,
That's right.
Diet Pepsi, you know what I'm saying? Edomite, weirdo, baby penis sucking weirdos. Pronounce this, they don't say Barshayath or Barshayath or it's like Barshayath. They don't say that. Even myself, I still need to learn the exact pronunciation. But what I do know is what a vowel sounds like in Hebrew.
That's right.
I know that much. This garbage is so they can pronounce this word Bereshith. That's how they pronounce this word. Bereshith. This nonsense right here is not Hebrew. This is garbage. It's silly. And it's a complete bastardization of our language. Yeah,
I think they call the book of that's the name they use for the book of Genesis. Bereshit.
right. Because the word Genesis does mean beginning. In ancient Hebrew, Genesis is the first word of our text is the name of it. Barshayath. But they call it Bereshith. Right? So here's what we're gonna do to try to, the devil is the devil, but in order to eliminate this, we're gonna make sure that when we are reading the in the blue letter Bible, right? What we're gonna do is Salakia. Get to it. What? So there's a little. What you got? That?
So they add these little dots and stuff like to make like an E sound.
To make vowel sound.
Yeah, vowel sounds. Okay.
To make vowel sounds. and also to eliminate some consonants. Right? I'm trying to think of one. But it's mostly vowels. It's mostly to alert them, okay, the vowel that follows is such and such and such. Right? That's mostly why they have it. That's why they have words like Yom Kippur when there's no U sound, there's no U sound in ancient Hebrew. So you can't have Yom Kippur. You can't have Bereshith. You can't have Mazel Tov and crap like that. You know what I'm saying? They're called the word, if I'm not mistaken. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody can look it up. But I believe these are called Nakud. Right? These vowel sounds that were introduced into our language. Yes, it's in Babylon. Yes.
Scribes.
Right. So this garbage, you want to get it up out of there. How you do that is so again. No, why can't see that? Somebody got it. There's a thing, so like, I'm sitting on the phone, bro. There's going to be an option to turn it on. Could you believe I didn't do that? No.
To turn what off?
To turn off the vowel points. You see this?
Oh,
Supposed to be first interlinear.
Con.
See it? Right. For some reason, mine is not happening.
Let me ask you this. Can I see one reason? Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna suggest doing this. You see where you go to those three dots right here?
I don't know, that's what I still.
It's an iPhone, so you can't go to that screen right here where you can bring up to get a desktop site.
Oh, see,
Because if you can go to desktop
I
site,
can't not like that.
okay, desktop site will give you a whole lot of stuff that you can't see.
I got you. I will do that at the studio. Right. So what you want to do in that instance, brother, you should do the same thing. Is at the bottom of it, so you all the way up here, right? And you notice you can't do much, right? So you up here. If you scroll all the way down, there's an option that says View Desktop Site at the bottom. That's something right there. View Desktop Site. Right. Hit that. Most High in Christ. The Water Sis. Now, once you do that, you will see an option, right?
Root transliteration.
Where it says above. No, it's right above the It's right above the joint, and it says Show Vowel Points. Still, mine is kind of bugging a little bit, but brother, you see it?
No.
See, for some reason it's behind where it says basic written text. For some odd reason it can't.
Show
Oh, I just did it, though.
I see it. So you hit that little box.
Right.
I hit it. It took
It's
my way.
good?
Yeah,
Most High in Christ.
like that. That's it, man. What are these two dots for? That's end. That means the end.
Yeah, this is the end of the verse.
Okay.
Right. So when you see that Show Vowel Points, right? And you click on that, where it says Show Vowel Points up there, right up there. You click on that, as you can see, it will remove all of that garbage. And you can easily read it much more clean. You know what I'm saying? Bar Shayaf, Bara'ah, Alahayim, Af. You know what I'm saying? Hashayim. You know what I'm saying? Wa'af. Ha'aratazah. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no applause because I can read the Hebrew a little bit. It's all good. You know what I mean? But that's what you want to do. You want to get to the point where you're not seeing those garbage, this nonsense right here. Okay? And now, time check, Shimon? 8:30. 8:30. Most likely. Most of it. Okay. So with that being said, now that we are able to go into the scriptures and see these words and know a little bit about Strong's, we want to look up a word. So somebody throw an English word at me that you might find. But throw a verse at me. You know what I mean? It's like young Zor. Throw a word at me. Throw me what's your favorite scripture? What scripture you really like?
What's it? Malachi 3:6.
Okay, Malachi 3:6. So, if we wanted to see the Assyrian writing for the name Malachi, we can easily do what? We'll go to blueletterbible.org. Right up top where it says verse or words, right? We'll go in there and we'll type in Malachi, Malachi. We'll type that in. And here we go. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 1. Press tools, press the show vowel points to get that garbage up out of there. And then it'll look, now that's the cool part, is that, like I said, it'll literally break down each Strong's word that's there. It'll show it to you. See it out?
No, I messed up.
No sweat. So it says the burden of the word of the Lord, and you see Strong's H4853 for the burden, Masha'ah, of the word, the bar of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we know that the Lord is that's how they were just trying to put the Most High's name. So when you see the Lord in capital letters, it's Yahweh, which is the name of, you know what I'm saying, our Father, Abba. You know what I'm saying? Our God, Yahweh, right? And then it says to Israel. And what do you see next to Israel, which is H3478 in the Strong. So if you get you a Strong's Concordance, you want to find it, you want to find H3478, you'll see right here in Syrian, Yasher Allah, right? Of course, they pronounce that Yisrael. That's how they say that. Yisrael. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. And then right at the end, so now that we see this in here in the UPK, knowing that we learned this ancient Hebrew, and I'm gonna write it down before we get to these top 3 tribes, we're gonna write down this name, right? Mm-hmm. Right? In the Assyrian. So the pronunciation of this name in actual ancient Hebrew wouldn't be Malachi. Okay? We're writing that.
How would the connector look on that?
Wow. Well, of course, it's Assyrian. There's no connector.
Right.
But we do here.
So it's like a 2A sound. Like la. Is that okay?
Malachi. Counts as good.
Do you always do the connectors when you are writing, or are you doing it now for the class in order for us to understand?
If you write in ancient, it's always connected.
It's always connected.
Always. Always. Right? Malachi. If I'm not mistaken, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. But I do believe this is the proper pronunciation. What I do know is that it's not Malachi. But Malachi. So now, so erase this. And brother, if you can, barbecue shy, I want you to get me, let me see. I want you to type in the blue letter, type in Reuben. R-E-U-B-E-N. Type in Reuben. See where that takes us. So where we going? Where that take you?
It took me to Genesis 29 and 32.
Most High in Christ. Now I want you to do me a favor and go ahead and read that.
The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 32. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me.
Right. So, Reuben was, matter of fact, jump up to verse. Jump up to verse 25.
I don't know how to do that because it started at 29.
So what you do is this. Start here. So you go to it. Genesis 29, that's it. And it'll take you to in here. You just scroll right at Most High in Christ.
Now you said 25?
Yep. I want you to start at verse 25 so we can learn a little bit of long history while we get these first couple of tribes.
Okay, I gotta go back because it's stopped at 29 and 1. Verse. You said Genesis 25?
Get it out.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. Okay, I got Genesis 25 finally. What verse do you want?
Start at verse 25.
Verse 25? The book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 25. And the first came out.
No, sorry. Genesis 29 and 25. Select.
29
and 25. If you want to get, brother, if you want, you can read it from your actual Bible. You don't have to read it from there.
I want to learn how to navigate this one.
No sweat.
Okay. Genesis 29 and 25. Genesis 29 and 25. Okay, I got it. The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 25. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah, and he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Right. So what's happening here?
If I may.
Yeah.
He worked 7 years. He wanted Rachel. But the law of that family or that house was that you have to marry the first daughter off first.
Right. Right.
But he wasn't told that.
How, and by the way, how did that marriage just take place?
They had sex.
They had sex. That's right. Yeah. That's what locked Jacob. Why couldn't Jacob just suck you? Why couldn't he just be like, You know, why couldn't Jacob just say, "Oh well, I mean, I had sex with her, but me, that don't mean nothing." You know what I'm saying? Like, I want the one that I wanted. Why couldn't he do that?
Because he already had laid with her.
Which means what?
She was his wife.
Sex is marriage, according to the Bible.
That's right.
He couldn't get out of it because when you have sex with someone, that's
Your wife.
that's your wife, okay, or your husband.
It's
All right.
penalty.
So keep going.
Genesis chapter 29, verse 26. And Laban said, "It must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn." Verse 27. "Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years."
Keep going. So he got to. So that means what? He got to keep working a little. Ooh,
Week.
wait. Imagine you waiting for the sister. She do the 6 months. You know what I'm saying? She do a 90 days. She get a Hebrew name. You wait 6 months. You don't say nothing. And then you come to find out you got to wait. So then you got to quarter. But then something happened where you end up having to wait another 6 months or another year.
7 years.
Well, back then it was a little different. Right, but 14 years, you know what I'm saying? They lived a little bit longer back then. It's a little different, right? But so the brother he wanted her back. He was determined. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
Keep going up.
And verse 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week.
Right.
And he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also.
To wife what?
Also.
No, to wife and divorce the other one.
No, also.
He gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife
Also.
So already Jacob has 2 wives.
2 wives.
Right? That's what that means. Keep going.
Verse 29. And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid. Verse 30. And he went in also unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him yet 7 other years.
Right.
Verse 31. And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb.
So Leah was the one that Jacob did not want. Nothing against her. He wasn't even thinking about that girl. You know what I'm saying? He went up in there trying to get it on with Rachel. He woke up the next day. You know the brother probably had to drink some strong.
Yeah.
He woke up the next day like, good night. You know what I mean? What is this? I have been beguiled. You know what I mean? That's what the brother felt. You got bamboozled. Right? So go ahead, keep going.
Verse 31.
Read from the top. Read from the top. Read 31 from the top.
And when the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb. But Rachel was barren.
And what Lord works in mysterious ways. Like, he be doing some shit. Like, the one that he didn't even want, she was hated. He didn't even want to deal with her. He had an obligation. Because that go to show you. Somebody tell you that the Most High is against having multiple wives. You show them this. You show them how that brother he was still dealing with her, but he hated her. He was like, man, I got to deal with Leah. He was basically on me, your sister, man. Like, lock you out, man. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I got to go over here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to spend more time with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to see her like on Sunday or something. You know what I'm saying? Like an hour or 2, and I'm out. And what happened? She ended up pregnant. Yeah. Ain't that how it works? Y'all blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, y'all know exactly how that works. Because I be wondering myself, like, how is it that so many black men and black women got babies by somebody that they kind of hate? I don't know if y'all have experienced that. You know what I'm saying? Brother, it's common, right? It's common.
It's more than likely.
Right. A lot of us got babies, maybe more than one, by somebody we cannot stand. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. That's why we got to get back in these scriptures, learn our heritage so we can learn how to love each other. Love is something we have to learn to do. You have to learn how to love that baby daddy.
That's right.
That baby father, that baby mother. You got to learn how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's in the Bible. This is our records. So Leah was the baby mama that couldn't stand. That's who Leah was. Or at the time, the side chick that he was dealing with, he didn't care about. But the Most High was like, no. I'm gonna put a baby in that one. So Leah had his firstborn son. Keep going.
And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben.
Mm-hmm.
For she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction.
Right.
Now therefore my husband will love me.
Right. I want you to read that from the top one more time.
And verse 32, and Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben.
Right.
For she said, surely the Lord hath looked.
Hath what?
Looked upon my affliction.
Right. So she was listening to that?
No.
Go ahead.
Now therefore my husband will love me.
Right. So what you need to understand is as we go through these, you'll see that a lot of it, all of these names of our forefathers, 12 tribes, was about really a bunch of women who was trying to vie for the affection of one man, our forefather Jacob. They all, you know what I'm saying, were trying to not battle each other in a way, but everything that was happening was about them feeling in a way neglected. They wanted him for themselves. Leah was hated of her husband, and she didn't want that. She wanted her husband to love her. All of our sisters do.
That's right.
They all do. They just don't know, haven't been taught the proper way to express themselves, the proper way to talk to a brother and let him know, like, I feel this way. You know what I'm saying? Without getting mannish and masculine. We haven't been taught it. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to get up in the ISUPK and the community of Yohana.
That's right.
And learn how to be what we were called to be, right?
That's right.
So now we're going to use this as a quick case study. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm going to try to do the other three tribes fast. But we're going to use Reuben because he was the first one. So what do you notice first? What's the first thing before we're going to break down the meaning of Reuben's name? Because we know that a lot of times these names are conglomerates. Reuben is not a Hebrew word. Judah or Yahweh is not a Hebrew word. First, how do we pronounce this? We'll look at the ancient first, right?
Ra, wa,
Ra.
ra, ah.
Remember there's a connector. Ra. Ow.
Ow, ban.
Bun. Right?
Yeah.
Ra.
Ra,
Right?
okay.
So same thing in Assyria. Ra. Okay? What do we notice?
There's 5 letters in both.
5 letters there. When you're thinking about Hebrew words, you want to see the words inside of it, especially with Hebrew names, because these names are not words. Like I said, Yahweh is not a Hebrew word.
That's her name.
Ra'albin,
Ra,
Lauya, Ashar actually is a Hebrew word, I believe. What else we got? Say Bunyamin. It's a conglomerate or of words. You know what I'm saying? It's multiple words joined together. So we said Bunyamin meant what? Son of the right hand. Bun Yamin. We notice that in Ra'albun we have the word bun. Okay? So again, we have this word, son is in there.
Okay.
But it begins with Ra'al.
Is
So
that
let's
the
look.
first
So let's
one?
go to Hebrew. Let's go to our blue letter Bible, right? And what we're going to do is go back to the verse 29:32, right? And we're going to go down in it to where you see this list of the words that are in the verse, okay? And you're going to click on the one that says Reuben. You're going to click on that H word.
We gotta go to tools.
Right. So go to tools. Right. See?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the one that says
Reuben.
right there.
H77.
H7.
I'm getting it.
Most High in Christ. H7205.
Okay. Oh man, this is good to know, man.
And if you go there, you got it, sis? H7205. When you click on it, it's going to give you the Strong's entry. It's going to give you all of that. And you're going to see, the first thing you're going to see is that they tell you what it means, but we're going to do our own research. So we know bun. We already know what bun is, son. And it says right here from the imperative, the root of the word, the etymology right there on the upper right-hand side. All right? You can see it. All right? It says from the imperative of Ra'ah. So now it's telling us, Salakia, put this one down.
Yeah, they got that. Get this shit up, rap.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Yeah, I don't want no parts of that.
So we know where the bun comes from. We know this, but now it's telling us that this part comes from H7200, which is Ra'ah. We'll do it in the ancient. Ra'ah. Sorry, I did the wrong way. Not tripping.
Bond, Ra'u bond,
No, it's just Ra'ah, right?
The what?
That's just ha. Ra'ah.
Okay.
Right? And what does Ra'ah mean? If you click on it, you can click on that word there, that hyperlink there, and the word Ra'ah is translated. It shows you. It literally shows you where it's a great tool to use because it shows you how that Hebrew word is translated in the English scriptures. When the scholars saw that word, that collection of letters, they translated it as see, look, behold, show, appear, consider, seer, spy, respect, perceive. So do all the words that they associated it with. So now we start to see this means sun. The bun means sun. And we just learned that the Ra'ah that this comes from means to look or see or behold. Now we see what it's saying. Read the scripture. Let's do it. I'll read it for you.
Yeah, because I gotta go. I'm up
Okay.
49. This is
49. Genesis chapter 29 and verse 32. And Leah conceived and bare a son, and she called his name Reuben or Ra'alban, for she said, surely the Lord hath looked upon my affliction. Now therefore my husband will love me. So she called his name Reuben for the same reason. Well, imagine, you know what I'm saying, you rib or you, some of y'all got kids, you've been in the hospital, say, you know, at this time they didn't have no sonograms. So Reuben came out and they said, look, it's a boy. Look, you got a son. Said, okay, that's his name. In the ancient Hebrew, Leah gave birth and they said, Reuben, it's a son. And that's why the first son is named Reuben or Reuben. Behold, a son. And in her mind, this is that thing that's going to make him love me. Am I talking gibberish here? Am I talking to blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians? Y'all don't know what that's like? When a woman says, I'm going to have, this kid is going to make him love me. Your ancestors went through the same. So don't think, oh, y'all be like, oh, these females now, man, you know what I mean? They just, America's, no, it ain't American society. This is how women are. This is how we are sometimes. This is how it is. He hates me. He doesn't give a damn about me. But oh man, look, I'm having his baby. I'm having his son. He's gonna love me now, right? And that's what it is. So that's how these names are created. We're gonna run through these last ones in 5 minutes, and be done with it. Salakia. So that's Reuben. We're gonna do that again next week. We're going to go through all 12 tribes. You understand? But we're going to, so we'll start off with, so we're going to do the same thing we just did for Reuben with Judah. We're going to type in Judah in blue letter. All right? And we see that it starts in Genesis 29 and 35. I'm going to read it real fast. Genesis chapter 29 verse 35.
I got it.
And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise the Lord. Therefore she called his name Judah and left bearing. Right? So click on it, on the tools. Click on Judah. And of course, these weirdos got Yehudi and Yehudas and all that garbage. And we don't give a damn about. what I'm saying? We understand that in the Assyrian, it looks something like this. Right?
That's H3063. Yeah, they got Yehuda.
All right, and then we're gonna do it in the
Strong's H3063.
I don't even know what the hell I did.
let me see what time place.
How about
We already did Bunyamin, so we're just gonna do Judah and Levi. So we already know this is gonna be lonely. It's 3 letters.
I gotta get these letters.
Alright. So if we transliterate it,
Yahweh.
right? Most High Christ. Yeah. This is gonna be again. Same thing. There's no Yahweh is not a word itself, it's a name. This is a conglomerate of the word meaning Salakia. From the word Yadah, which means to praise. You know what I'm saying? And it's Yadah mixed with Yahweh. Praise Yahweh, because that's what we read the scripture. That's what it says, right? It says, well, now will I praise the Lord. Now I will praise Yahweh. So it's praise in Yahweh. And then lawyer or Levi means what? Because again, like I said, these sisters, man, they was vying for the affection of that one man. Some of y'all sisters, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just couldn't imagine, right? Y'all could never share nobody, right? Well, these sisters, our ancestors, they wanted that man's love, man. That's verse 34. And she conceived again. Book of Genesis chapter 29, verse 34. She conceived again and bare a son and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. Right? So this is Leah again. The first one, she was like, oh, the Lord's going to look on my affliction. The second one, who was the second one? Simeon. Right, because in Shema being hearing, the Lord hath heard my prayers. And she said she conceived again and bare a son and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. What does Levi mean?
Joined together, something like that.
Get that, brother, hand. Right. That is exactly what it is. Levi means joined to.
That was a good guess.
It's a hell of a guess. Good night, y'all. Thank you. Goodness. You know what I'm saying? It's from the Hebrew word lawah, right? Which means to join or be joined. Lawa. And the Yah is it's like a pronoun in a way. To join, or he is joined, she joins. Right? And so that's how these names are formulated. And we do the same thing today. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just a word, sometimes it's a conglomerate of words. Okay? But yeah, we're not gonna do Binyamin because we already did it. You know what I mean? But Yahawada and Lawyer, the Syrian and the ancient, and now you can understand if you want to look up these words, how to find them. Okay? And what their meaning is to praise Yahweh, and to join. And that sister was so pressed about feeling distant from her husband. She was naming her kids like, oh no, this is gonna be the one. I done had this third baby. Now he's going to join unto me. Now he's going to be with me and love me. Right? Okay, so that's a little bit of history on that. Any questions? Anything? Yes.
That's not a question, it's more so just like a thought. So for Levi, that being, if I'm not mistaken, Levi is the, what are they called? The chart, they are the Haitians, is that correct?
Yeah,
I know they're mixed in somewhat with Judah and.
Well, not really
They're not
mixed in.
It's
But the reason why you might be saying that is because the southern kingdom, right?
So Levi, that's also where we get the word Levitical.
Right.
And those are the ones that actually were the lawgivers.
Right. Moses was a Levite.
Mm-hmm.
Moses was a Levite.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who else was a Levite?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, of course, they're the brothers. In the New Testament.
Elizabeth and
Peter.
I was thinking about women.
Paul was a Benjaminite.
Was he?
Yeah, Paul was a Benjaminite.
Okay,
So that's 11:1.
I was just looking at the word as far as
No, count, yeah. No, you're trying, yeah. Levitical.
Levitical.
Coincidentally, also.
The law. The law.
Yeah. So, and that tells you, right? That tells you something. Get the word law from. But this became the southern kingdom, right? Also known as Judah and his companions. You know what I'm saying? And these tribes, don't get it twisted, these tribes have fought each other before. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately they came to be, you know what I'm saying, this was the head tribe and they rolled with us. You know, we all rolled together. Not to say we ended up being against the Northern Kingdom, but this is what one kingdom was versus the other 9 tribes who were the Northern Kingdom. Okay, so when you see Judah and his companions, and even in the New Testament, sometimes it will just say Jew. Because what did Paul say? Paul said, I am a Jew of Tarsus, of the tribe of Benjamin. But the word Jew comes from Yahweh. It comes from Judah. Right? It comes from Judah. But Paul was a Jew. Don't get it twisted. Right? Because Jew just came to mean because these tribes kind of stuck around. The Levitical priests, Benjamin and Judah, they kind of stuck with the law a little bit better. They were wicked as hell too, but they ended up becoming wicked. But whereas the Northern Kingdom had been dispersed through captivities and really forgot who they were. Like, just straight up didn't realize, oh snap, wait a minute, we can be back in the fold? Which is why when the scripture's talking about being grafted in, it's not talking about heathens. It's talking about the Northern Kingdom. What you got?
No, because I remember at first when they decided to come over, when they decided to leave, they wanted to get back to who they really was. Mm-hmm. That's in the Apocrypha, right? When they left out, right. They wanted to go to a land right. They wanted to go to a land where they could practice their culture. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
No, that is correct. Right. I'm saying, of course, it was flawed, but ultimately, yeah, that's why they fled. Because they were in captivity. Right, they were in captivity. I'm saying, and they were trying to flee. But yeah, so this is what the ones that stuck back a little bit, that little bit of a remnant. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Yahushua came from this tribe. I'm saying Paul and those guys. You know what I mean? But next week we're gonna do the whole 12 tribes and the Assyrian and the ancient. Get an understanding of that. We probably go back to the scriptures as well and get an understanding of the meanings of each name. So we know that Benjamin is son of the right hand. We know that lawyer means he is joined or to join, right? We know Yahweh means to praise or praise the Most High. Okay? And so we're gonna break down all these things next week. You know what I'm saying? But with that, pass the class over to Priest Officer Mahayah.
ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohanan. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, and is pronounced Ma'isha. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is, I believe, Hanukkah, right? Feast of dedication.
It's like the first week of December.
December 9th.
First week of
So
December.
the beginning of the second week of December 9th come.
Okay, so it'll be starting on December 9th. Of course, we'll keep y'all posted and tuned in about that. You understand? Just remind the brothers and, you know what I'm saying, the Akim, the Akwakim, you know what I'm saying, stay posted with the social media, you know what I'm saying, ISUPK.com, ISUPK YouTube,
That's right.
Twitter, Facebook, you understand? Share, like, and comment, you know what I'm saying, on everything, and to keep this truth, man, spread everywhere, man. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, I'm mighty. Wapiyak Wadam, which means turn to face east.